Hello everyone, happy Sunday. Carissa here. I just wanted to take this opportunity while my roommate's away, the house is quiet. I just wanted to speak to you from my heart and share with you about my business, Grace to Organize, how it all started, how I am where I am today. So I previously made a video kind of introducing you to my business and how it all started, but unfortunately I deleted it from YouTube somehow, so I'm just going to take this opportunity to redo that video. It's the funny thing with videos, I don't know if y'all are into that, like making your own videos, but you usually watch it afterwards and you're like, wow, I didn't like that I said that, or the way I said that, and it's easy to be critical of yourself. And honestly, the first video I did wasn't my favorite, so I was like, well, I guess I deleted it for a reason. I'll just make a new one and we'll just roll with it. So I think I have 2 other videos possibly up on my YouTube channel. So this will be the 3rd one, but really it's an introduction. So like I said, I just want to tell you about my business and how it got started. So 2.5, I guess it's almost 3 years ago, I decided to go to Bible college. Now, at the time, I was in community college to be a school teacher. So I started college classes when I was 16 and then actually failed out of community college, which I didn't even know you could do that. They actually expelled me. They sent me a letter and said, you're not welcome to come here anymore. And from there, I thought, well, I'm just not a good student. I'm not going to go to school. I'm just going to work. It's no big deal. Well, a few years later, I had a boyfriend at the time and he was in school, and I started getting these thoughts like, oh, I miss school and I wonder what it would be like, and I wonder if it'd be different than before, because the first time around I wasn't dedicated, I wasn't committed, I didn't care about the classes, and that's ultimately why I failed. And so I decided to take one college class. I was like, I'm just going to take one, pay out of pocket, not even mess with trying to get loans because I'm probably not going to like it, and whatever. And so I signed up for a psychology class, which highly interested me. And I ended up getting 100% in the class, like literally 100% at the end of my community college class. And I was like, whoa, there's a drastic difference here. Like, obviously, when you want to be in school and you're interested in what you're learning, you're going to do really well. And so from there, I was back in school and I took community college classes on and off for the next, I don't know, maybe 4 years or so. I was never super serious about it. I just took two or three classes at a time. I only took classes that interested me, and I never really had a goal in mind. Until I'd say the last 6 months to a year, and that's when I was like, okay, I'm just going to be a school teacher because that's what I've wanted to be since I was a little girl, and I'm just going to go for that. And so that was my plan, and I was in these classes, and what was happening, looking back now, I can see how unhealthy it was, but I was taking, I think, 3 online classes, and I was living with 2 roommates, and I would like never spend time with them. I would just be holed up in my room doing homework and isolating myself. And I would hear them out in the hall laughing and having fun. And I'd just be like, I wish I could be doing that, but I have school to think about. Well, God started to speak to me, and I was a new Christian at the time, so I didn't really understand how to hear from God. But looking back, I can see now that it was really Him. And He was saying, it's time to drop your classes. Like, you're overwhelmed, you're isolated, you're frustrated, and you just need to stop. And so I hesitantly dropped one of my classes. And then the next day I dropped a second class. And then I had this third class as a speech class. And I was stubborn. I was like, I'm not dropping this class. Like, it's funny when you tell God what's good for you, and I was like, God, I need this speech class. It would be good for me to get up in front of people, learn how to speak. Like, I need that. And that's coming from me being shy and introverted and knowing that I needed to step out of that. Well, I ultimately ended up dropping that third class, and because I didn't do it in time, I had to pay back the state all this money, and it was just this whole to-do. But anyway, I'm making a long story even longer. So I did that, and shortly after that, I realized I wanted to go to Bible college. And one of my roommates had already graduated from there, so I kind of already knew about it. And then my other roommate was like, I'm going to go to this Bible college. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to go too. And so that's what I did. I went with her. We did 2 years at the Bible college together, and I just learned so much about God's love and his healing and his grace. You guys, his grace. And actually, shortly before that, I went on a mission trip to California with my church's youth team. And this lady that I met there had the same middle name as I did. And she said, do you know what your middle name means, Renee? And I said, no. And she said, it means reborn. And short time before that, I had learned that my first name, Carissa, means grace, which is why my business is called Grace to Organize. And at that point, I became obsessed with all things grace, like God's grace and what does it mean to be gracious. And so anyway, I started Bible college. I was pretty religious. I was pretty hard on myself and ultimately hard on other people. And I just had a wrong view of God, that he was, trying to keep me on some short leash and make sure that I don't, disobey him or whatever it was. But that's the thing with God's love. You start to experience it and then you want more of it. And anyway, I learned a lot at that Bible college. And I was telling a friend today, ultimately what it was I was tearing down the foundation of my life, my belief system, everything I believed about myself and other people was not healthy and it was wrong. And ultimately we tore all of that down. I say we, meaning me and God. And then he rebuilt me. He rebuilt my foundation, helped me see how much I'm loved and how much his grace covers me. And it was just an amazing experience. And anyway, so I'm at the end of my 2 years at Bible college, and I'm like, okay, God, now what? I never got my teaching degree. I don't have any career plans. I don't know why I'm here at Bible college. What am I going to do? I never felt like I was called into full-time ministry to be a pastor or start a ministry or anything like that. And so I just kind of sat back and said, okay, God, you got to show me what to do. And I have a good friend, Rebecca, who has encouraged me throughout this whole time, mind you. And she said something like, make a Facebook page for things that you're good at. So I made a childcare page because I've babysat on and off for probably 15 years now. So I love kids. So I made one of those, and then I made an organizing page. And without advertising or posting anything, within 2 months, I had people calling me that I knew, and they were like, I didn't know you organized. I need your help. Can I hire you? And I remember leaving my first organizing job that I ever did, official organizing job. I wasn't even a business yet. I just was doing it. And it was an 1.5-hour drive home from this woman's house. And I just felt like God was downloading to me, this is your purpose. This is your calling. And actually, I don't know if he told me this then, but at some point in time, he told me, you've been hoarding your gift, which is an ironic term. I'm an organizer, so I'm going to help people declutter. And he said, you are hoarding your gift to yourself. And instantly I knew he was right. And I knew what he meant, which was that all of my life, you guys, I've been skilled at organizing and putting things the way that I want them, but I only used it for my own space. I did it on all of my jobs. It just came out of me so naturally to organize everything I ever did, but I never extended past what benefited me. And I was like, okay, God, I feel like you're telling me to start a business out of this, and I'm going to do that. Well, they have a 3rd-year option at the Bible college I was at that is for business training. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go to business school. So that's what I was telling everyone. I'm going to go to business school. And God actually corrected me, and he said, I didn't call you to go to business school. I called you to start a business. And it's interesting when God speaks to me. I don't know about how it is for y'all, but sometimes I twist things just a little bit, and I don't mean to, but him calling me to start a business to me equaled go to business school, because I didn't know you could start a business without going to school. And so anyway, God corrected me at some point, and I was like, okay, wow, I'm not going to go to school for this. I'm just going to jump in and we're going to start a business. And that's what I did. And it's been amazing. So it was last September that I officially got registered with the state. I became an official business. And I'll tell you what, that was an amazing feeling, because I never in a million years thought I would be a business owner. But not only that, I never thought I would go to Bible college. I mean, there's a lot of things that I never thought I would do, and that God has equipped me to do and has prepared me with people in my life. And he's just surrounded me with that grace. So that's why I started Grace to Organize. And the reason it's all about the grace, because I have to have grace on myself, considering I never went to school. I'm not professionally trained, and I have to have grace on myself to learn how to do those things. And then I also have to have grace with other people. You know, it's very, very vulnerable. I've learned this, to go into somebody's home. Oftentimes they're embarrassed, they're ashamed, they're like nervous about you judging them or seeing their home and, you know, being harsh to them. And I don't ever want to be harsh to people. And so I just want the word grace written over my life and over my business and over the people that I encounter. So that's where the name came from. And I'm all things grace. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed hearing my story. I hope it encourages you. Recently, I've been telling a lot of people, like, you can start your own business. You know, it seems like a huge daunting task, but if there's something you're passionate about and there's something that you're skilled at, you don't want to just keep that to yourself. You want to bless others around you and change your world, influence the people in your life by doing what you're good at to support them. We all have gifts within us. So organizing is one of my gifts, but maybe you're skilled at cooking or administration, like helping people in an office setting. Maybe you have just overwhelming compassion and you pray for people, and you would be a good volunteer in a nursing home, or there's so many things. And I just encourage you to really ponder that. Like, what is in your hand? What is in your heart? What can you share with the world? And don't be afraid, because if it's in your heart, then it must be there for a reason. And I'll tell you what, there are times that it's scary. You think you're going to mess up. You don't know what to do. But in my case, God put specific people in my path, and they taught me, they answered my questions, they showed me, and I didn't need to go to business school. I mean, if I would have, I'm sure God would have blessed it and it would have turned out well, and I could have still started my business. But for me personally, I felt like God was saying, don't waste any time trying to get everything prepared before you start. Like, I've been preparing you, and it's time to start. So if it's your time to start, don't hesitate. Don't wait to share your gift with the world. And I do want to touch on this. It's been really interesting since starting my business. I am learning so much about organizing, and as organized as I thought I was, I've realized I have so much to learn. There are so many systems, tips and tricks, and things that I've never even heard of, and I am learning so much. So even though I'm a professional organizer and I can help you, I am still in the deep trenches of learning and growing. I was 6 years old when I was reorganizing my grandma's pantry, and from there, like I said, it just flowed out of me. My room, I loved reorganizing and redoing my room. I still do. But that's where my gift stayed for a very long time. And recently, I've been given the privilege of going into other people's homes and really helping them. And every client's been different. And they've all blessed me in different ways. And I'm just so excited to share my gift with all of you and anyone else that I encounter. So I just want to say thank you to God, and thank you to all of the people who have supported me. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about me or my business or how to start your own business, please reach out. Don't be shy. It's really awesome when, okay, one more story. It's really awesome when you reach out to people and they surprise you and they say that they'll help you. So there's one woman in particular, I Googled organizers in Colorado Springs, and there weren't very many that came up, honestly. But I liked the website of this one woman. Her name is Sue McMillan. Her business is called With Time to Spare. And I just reached out to her and I said, hey, I'm starting my organizing business. Can I have coffee with you? And she said yes. And I drove out to her beautiful home out in the middle of, I don't know, just open country. And there's hummingbirds outside her house. It was beautiful. Anyway, and she let me stay there for something like 3 hours. And she said, I will answer any question you have. And she encouraged me and she said, you can start this business. And she said, you don't need training. You just need to start it. And, you know, that was one of those people that really encouraged me. So don't be afraid. If there's a business you want to start, reach out to somebody who's already done it. She's been doing it for something like 36 years. And she was willing to meet with me and to answer all of my questions. And maybe you're going to ask somebody and they're going to be like, no, I don't have time for you. That's not the kind of person you want to mentor you anyway. You want somebody who's willing to share and who's going to encourage and inspire you. So whatever's in your heart, start stepping out in faith that you have what it takes, and you'll be so surprised what happens. So anyway, that's my story at Grace to Organize. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be looking forward to all your questions and comments. Thanks, guys. Bye.